Hi, welcome to Persuasive Presentation by Andres Colazos, class Comm 218, Professor John Borio. Today, we're going to discuss about cloud migration solution, and here is the outline. First, we're going to start with the introduction. We're going to know about what cloud computing is, about our benefits, about return of investment or ROI, and finally, we're going to come out with a conclusion, which will help you out to decide if this solution is proper or not for your company. My name is Andres Colazos. I'm a network engineer for over 12 years. Here's one of my certifications from Cisco. I have been designing network solutions for over 12 years. As I say, I have done hardware and I have done virtual solutions. For example, I have created NOCs based on VMware products, or I have done also physical NOCs done on Cisco products. Either way, I have greater skills that can help to design this solution for you. You contact me stating that you have a common problem. Last year, you have 4 outages, creating a very bad experience for your customers. And the way you run your application, you need a better way to achieve higher upper times. In that way, you will be able to increase your production. You're gonna get better customer experience and you're gonna have a reduction on cost. How can you achieve that? The solution that I'm giving to you, because of the size of your company, is cloud computing. What it means to take your hardware devices, all your hardware devices, and migrate them to a virtual area, something that you don't manage physically. So if something gets damaged, it's not up to you, it's about the company that is giving you the service. That's why I just want to use 1 or 2 minutes of your time explaining you first what cloud computing is. Let's get together. I'm going to play a small video that is going to explain you all the good benefits and what cloud computing is, especially using a solution called AWS, or Amazon Web Services, which has been exponentially growing, and I have several businesses that are running on it, and they're great.
Whether you're working in retail or real estate, with financial data or photos, your business depends on applications that run reliably and securely at a cost that scales with your needs. Amazon Web Services provides a complete set of cloud computing services accessed via the internet to help you build and run those applications. At AWS, we provide compute, storage, and database services which enable your organization to quickly provision the IT resources it needs without significant capital investment. Pretty much everything you would want to do in a traditional data center is available with AWS. But all our services are available on a pay-as-you-go basis with no upfront capital expense. Instead, you'll find highly durable storage services, low latency databases, and a suite of application development tools which you'll only pay for as you're using them. Since AWS has hundreds of thousands of customers across 190 countries, you'll also benefit from our economies of scale, delivering powerful resources at a low operational cost. Capacity planning becomes easier too. In a traditional data center, launching a new application can be a bit of a gamble. Provision too many servers and you could end up wasting money and time. Provision too few and your customers might not have the best experience. With the ability to add and remove capacity elastically, your application can scale up to meet your customers' needs and scale back down again quickly, saving you money. And while we could talk about provisioned I/O performance and durability statistics all day long, we often hear from customers that the biggest performance improvements come from their own team's ability to deliver innovative new features to market more quickly. With AWS, development teams are able to focus on adding differentiated value for their own customers rather than on the heavy lifting of racking and stacking servers. This helps drive innovation by making new ideas feasible that were once out of reach. Experimentation is fast and low risk, making it possible to try out new projects which would once have been constrained by cost or resources. Successful experiments can go into production quickly, and you won't have to live with the collateral damage or cost of those that didn't pan out. In today's interconnected world, it's possible for any company to have end users across the world. From our multiple geographic regions, AWS helps businesses serve their customers globally without the need for expensive, time-consuming physical geographic expansion. In a few clicks, you'll be up and running. Reinvent the way you interact with technology with Amazon Web Services.
Well, I hope this video have give you enough information to understand what you can do and what capabilities a cloud solution can have or can bring to you. But how can it benefit you, especially you and your situation? As we study your information, all your stats points that those 4 downs that you had this year cost you highly within your customers. So the first problem to resolve is redundancy. You want to keep your application with the biggest time up that possible. You cannot achieve this by yourself hosting the hardware. Because you're so small and your company is small, anything can happen. While AWS is a huge company that is already running with better hardware than the one that you have, which will translate in better service. Something that for your company will be a lot of money, but AWS is offering those services a lot cheaper. With those solutions, you will be able to have control management of resources. What it means is they have a great interface that you can operate and see the billing of all of your resources, which differs from your hardware. Traditional hardware, you have a NOC and you usually have logs on what you spend, what you didn't spend, how many hard drives were damaged during the year. With AWS, you don't have that. You just click and you manage your resources from there. No worries on hardware. Because you don't have any more worries on hardware, you will have more time to think about productivity and how to get more uptime for your business. Same goes for the network engineers and for all your developers. Why? They will not have to plan the solution around the hardware because all the limitations about hardware will be gone. They will have more time to think about the solution and how to improve it, therefore making your customer experience a lot better. Third, we have scalability. With a cloud computing, either is Amazon, Azure, or any of the solutions out there, you get immediately scalability. What it means is that you need to grow because your application hit 1,000 customers. If you have a normal solution on hardware, you will have to think on buying more stuff, more hardware, more servers, more people to support those servers. With a cloud computing solution, you will not need to do that. Your service will grow up with your business. And if you have to increase or decrease, the same will go for your AWS solution. Then the most important part that we have been talking about, and that is redundancy. Because AWS has a big infrastructure all around the world, it will allow you to use their services and do the same. You can even be global. So what could be happening in one area of the world will not be affecting your customers in the other side of the world, because the cloud allows you to have the same service all around of it. Therefore, your customers will not suffer. And mitigation will be done just for a specific area, which is great. Finally, we have cost reduction, which comes from not ever buying more servers because they're low, they're slow, or they're old. Your services and your hardware will always be up and running with the latest needs for your software. Which means if you need, for example, get a newer chat server and you don't have the capacity with the actual machines, with the fact of a one click, you can increase that CPU usage with AWS, while in real life you will have to buy more servers. In this case, you're reducing cost. And this is done just with one click. Well, I'm just here to show you why this solution is the best that you can adopt for your model of business. First, we have calculated that you're gonna be requiring a monthly cloud spend of 40,000 K. We have a number of cloud administrations of 2. one designer or cloud architect, and we have a number of cloud catalog users, which means all the main users that are acquiring your service. And at the end we have a virtualization percentage of 60%. What that means, or what that relies, is an 180% of payback, which means that you will be done with your investment in 5 months, which cannot be possible on hardware. If you have to buy the hardware and have to maintain it, you will have to have indiscriminate type of cash coming in and out just to maintain that, while having a cloud solution, you will control it. That's the main reason why so many companies around the world are migrating into cloud computing. We know by experience that this solution will provide you or give you more return to your buck than any other solution, even in hardware, which will eliminate most of the problems that you already guys have. By making some numbers and putting in perspective all the servers that you use on hardware right now and how to virtualize it, we can come out that you will be saving around 63% totally a year by moving to this solution, which will yield some savings of $250,716, which is huge. That's capital that you could be using somewhere else within the company. That is only possible by using a virtualization solution like the one that we're trying to propose to you using AWS. As I stated, here are 3 years of cost broken down on hardware versus AWS environment. For this, we have calculated 4 VMs, or virtual machines. Those are destined to some issue that you have already. I think those are your Windows servers, we have your database servers, your API servers, and your web servers. All of them running on premises. This is approximately the cost that you have versus the cost of AWS, which is almost half of it or less than half. And this is just a rough estimate. We can conclude with these real numbers that your solution moving and migrating to AWS makes sense into logistic and operationally. There is no other way you can achieve all this reduction of cost if you don't use any other solution but cloud computing. This finalizes our presentation. We're gonna be handling out this report to you guys, and we will be in contact waiting for your opinions, working with the project and giving you numbers and estimates on time in how long we will be able to move your hardware or existing hardware into AWS. Thank you all for your time. Here is our references, and again, thank you. We will be talking to your CEO after this meeting.